These shoes are something else, man. Just had to. The E just catching up to it with the folding and the thing. Got the Nike Air in there. Nike Air. Everybody loves so much. The fact that these came out in 2001. Got the Nike Air in there. The other shoe. 2001 retro. That icy yellow bottom. Like a dirty snow yellow. Yeah, and so I had to show y'all that one more time. Got, of course, the old school Jumpman with the butt crack and the fucked up ass back. That's how you know the stitching back then was definitely some bullshit. And if you look in the past releases and do your little education on it for real, all the Jumpmans had different stitching. If you go to 2006 when they started putting the Jumpman with a mitten, it looked like he had a mitten instead of a hand for real. Even though the stitching was kind of better, but it kind of looked like he was wearing mittens. I can give y'all an example for real. Let me show you the Raptors over here. This was in 2009. Of course, you see the Jumpman. I mean, kind of dim that for real. Dim that light. Dim that shit. There we go. You can see the actual Jumpman. It look like he wearing a mitten and shit. It doesn't look like he has any fingers at all. Another shoe. What shoes I can show you is this shoe. This is from 2009. As you can see, the Jumpman look like he's wearing a mitten. And then, of course, in the back, where it gets more in depth, look like he's wearing a mitten instead of his hands actually being out. So the history of the Jumpman goes on and on. Like, I think it was until about 2011 when they started making the Jumpman more defined. These are 2006, but of course, as you see the Jumpman, he got them Freddy Krueger hands. 2006 is the start and stop of when they stopped doing this. Of course, show you these are from 2008. They got a little mitten. It don't look like he has any. Of course, his hand looks like that. It don't look like he has any fingers. So if you do like the history of the Jumpman stitching, like look at it, paid attention, you'll notice a lot of differences in the Jumpman now and the Jumpman back then. This Jumpman, I think in 2010 is when they started adding the fingers back. You can hardly tell on here. It looks like he's wearing a mitten, for real. But in the back, these are from 2008, by the way. The sixes, most of the sixes from back in 2008, 2010, 2006 to 2010, they have like the fingers. And of course, the little butt crack, blah, blah, blah. If you have a pair of varsity rids or infrareds, look at the actual Jumpman, and that can tell you for itself. If you see a Jumpman that doesn't look like this from 2010, most likely it can't be the real thing. Because, like, a lot of them fakes back then kind of had, like, had not even that. It had, like, a fucked up ass hand or something, like his hand was extended. But this is, of course, authentic. You see the box it came in. You see that, blah, 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 the Olympic 6 price and all that. So, Beijing Olympics right here. And of course, yeah, got that. That's another shoe I can show y'all for real. I already showed you that. A pair of fives. I can show you with a pin on it. Fives was probably the most easiest to tell between fake and real, because every five had a mitt. From 2006 to 2011, when the Wolf Grays were probably the last one they did with this type of stitching with the mitten. And I have a pair of Wolf Grays if you want me to show you that. And of course, he got the little mitten right there. He don't really show that he has hands for real. He look like he has a mitten on, like a mitten. And I can show you a lot of pairs of fives from 2006 to prove my point. Like these fives, the stuffs for a lot of people don't even know what these are, but yeah. Got the mitten Jumpman on here. Like he's wearing a mitten for real. And then you got the mitten Jumpman. You got mitten Jumpman on there. The fives is probably the most easiest to tell, but especially if you're getting a back in the day 5 Jordan from like 2006 through 2011, it's going to have the mitten. The first 5, I think, when they switched it up, was the Independence Day 5. The stitching is going to be different on that one. I had a pair of Independence Day 5s before. They had the fingers, of course, but that's when they started. 2011, that's when they started to get more detailed in the stitching. The stitching actually looked like it had a Jumpman on it. That's basically the only thing I like about the new releases is that the stitching is better on the newer retros opposed to the older ones. I wish I had a pair of older retros. I mean, not older, newer retros to show you guys the difference, but I don't. I sold all my newer retros. These right here are the Shop Pinks. Get these out. Got these, and of course, you see that mitten Jumpman. Hold up. I don't feel like doing this, but I'm gonna do this for the sake of this video. Turn the light on for. I'm happy this camera's better, but it's not all I need. Alright, if you go back to 2000, the fives, every 5 from 2000, and yes, every 5 came out in 2000, not 1999. Most people think they did, but some of them do come in the 99 boxes. That's why some people call them the 99 retro, but they're not. Like these right here, the Jumpman, the stitching was not great at all. You can see how the Jumpman looks deformed. It look like he's he's doing a little break dance there. And of course, you got the fingers, similar to how kind of the 6s look at. You see the stitching is terrible. The Just look at that stitching. Like, it's popping out of the stitching. Like, it looked like he got fur for real going around his body. He looked like he got a whole bunch of fur. But these are 100% authentic. As you can see, the sole is damn near crumbling on these. Look at that. The sole is pretty much destroyed. So, one of the reasons why I don't wear them is the sole is pretty much destroyed on the shoe. And if you go, I got a pair of True Blues here from 2011. Oh shit, fucking fell. What the hell? God damn, falling down the steps and shit. Alright, so as you can see, 2011. Like I said, if I can get this damn thing to focus. 2011 is when they started making that Jumpmans more in terms of like the more detailed, as I like to say. Like you can actually see his fingers, you can actually see his back, even though it looks like he's kind of like, what the heck? I can't explain it. It look like when he jumped, like his like his back is like, I can't explain it, but still, like these are from 2011. The stitching actually looks more defined. You don't see fur coming out the stitching. You can actually see that it's a Jumpman. And in the back, you see that, of course. Versus, I think, the older retro from 2009, and then the 2000, especially the 2001 pair, the Jumpman has a little mitt on it. This one actually looked like it's starting to form an actual shoe, even though these are my other pair of Raptors. Oh, these are not the Raptors. These are the French Blues from 2002. And as you can see, the Jumpman stitching. This is what I was talking about. Over the years, the Jumpman stitching actually got way better. The stitching back in 2002 was not great at all. You see how the Jumpman looks. The Jumpman looks like what the fuck happened to him. So it looked like his one of his fingers is about to like break off his hand, like like break off and shit. Alright, I do have a pair of 2010 retro 6s to prove my point on the newer 6s. They all have the little, if I can turn it, let me dim this light down so you can actually see it. They all have this little fingers and shit. These are from 2010 for people who don't know what these or recognize these. These are the Lakers 6s. These are beat to death. I had played, I did everything in these. Like these shoes, basically, like the life is gone. I had to take the sole out because they was getting too small. I had these since 2010. Like, that's how long ago I bought these ago. These are another one. These are the playoffs from 2011. These released in February. These are the first retro. Stitching in 2011, that's when it started to change a little bit. And of course, these are not the ones that came out this year. These are the Bordeaux from 2011, and as you can see, it has the mitten Jumpman. Like, it looks like he has a mitten, like a mitten on for real. It don't show like the butt crack and all that. It actually looks like, kind of like it's a Jumpman. These from 2007. These are the woman's aquas. These are furred, by the way. I am gonna definitely give me another pair of these. And then another 2006 retro. These are the citruses. These are way past furred. 2006 is when they started putting a little mitt on the Jumpman. As you can see, it looks like he hadn't have a mitten on. That's one way to authenticate your shoes, like especially back in the 2006 era. Is just looking at the Jumpman. Most of the 2006 retros, if you're looking to get a 2006 pair, just make sure like the Jumpman has a mitten on it. Like it looks like he has a mitten. I'm just speaking realistically from the older retros. I'm not speaking from these newer retros. I would not know how the newer retro 7s would look. To be honest, I would not really recognize what type of Jumpman like it would look like. So I'm just speaking realistically for the 2006 retros. I don't think these have it, but here they are. These are the Wolf Rays from 2011. As you can see, the Jumpman has a mitten on it, even though these are furred, by the way. Had these since 2011, the Jumpman has a mitten on it. That was the last year. These and the Tokyo Files was the last one to feature this type of stitched Jumpman. I know my history on Jordans. If you want to prove me wrong, you can prove me wrong. But just do some research on the shoes before you criticize. And of course, the 12s, same thing. The Jumpman has a mitten. Like, Jumpman has a mitten Jumpman. Except on the back, he kind of looked like he has some fingers. I don't got any other shoe in here to show y'all. But, oh yeah, cherries. These are furred. These are these are basically done. But these in 2010 actually has some fingers on it. So in turn, I bought these from the retailer like years ago. I think they released in December of 2010. Yeah, December. Yeah, it was because I got these right before Christmas. So yeah, you got that Jumpman on there. The Jumpman, it looked like his head is connected to his arm. So the stitching now versus back then, I think 2011 is when they actually started to look like a Jumpman. So after that year, if you go to 2012, 13, 14, 15, the stitching is way better. That's one thing I can say Jordan Brand really increased on that stitching quality of the shoe, because the stitching was not great, especially like back in this era. In 2000 and basically 2000, 2001, 2, all the way up until 2004 is when they changed the game a little bit, make it more like detailed. The quality of the materials is excellent, like outstanding, but the stitching quality was they needed. It's a good thing they did improve on that. If only they can improve on both the stitching quality and the fucking Jordan quality, then I wouldn't mind copying some of the new releases. But until they do that, I'm not copying any of these new shoes. Not at all. I'm not copying any new retros. Only ones I'm a cop is the maroons. But in terms of me getting them, I get them eventually. I take my time for real. I'm getting those shoes, but I don't need those in my life. Basically, I don't need those shoes in my life. I'd rather get an older release versus the newer retro. Alright, let me go back up here and show you some more Jordans. I might as well, since I already started. I might as well finish. For real. The Jordan 1 High. Yeah, this is a good example. These are original color, by the way. These are the Do the Right Thing ones from 2009. Of course, you see the Jumpman, it has mitten. And then, of course, the back, you see the Jumpman, it look like he has a mitten on it. So, yeah. 14 retro. What the fuck? Alright, what's another Jordan? These, I think, are the Pearl 7s. Yes, these are. The Pearl 7s, like I said before, just like the Cardinals. 2006 was the year they actually started putting the mint on Jordans. Some shoes they didn't start. Like these released earlier in that year. The Cardinals released earlier in that year. It wasn't until like I think April of 2006. I just need to do some more of my history on that. But these released in I think March of 2006. This was like kind of a spring colorway. Of course, the Jumpman, you see how the way he looks, it looked like his arm is way too short. So the stitching quality over the years, it's gotten to the point now where like a lot of Jordans are just they look, to me the shoe looks very, very artificial. To me, like on the newer retros, the quality of the materials look way too artificial. This look like it actually has quality to it. Like this right here, it looks like a Jordan. Like it looks unique, as I like to say, versus the newer ones. They just look artificial. Like I can't fuck with it. I know I said this a million times, but it's just that, like, I can't really fuck with the newer retros. Alright. Of course, you see the Columbias here. I did a review on these. Just to research all that quality of the Jumpman. The quality of the Jumpman looks like what the fuck. It looks like his leg is kind of like breaking off. And of course, it looked like he was butt ass naked when he did this dunk. But the shoe, overall quality of the materials is like outstanding for real. Like, and I know the original ones, I believe, had a mint Jumpman, but the Jumpman they actually embroidered it on the shoe versus having it stitched. I think it looked better if it was embroidered. It looked more detailed. But hey, I don't know what the fuck Jordan Brand gonna do that sometime soon. We'll see. They might think about doing some shit like that. But these are the 2001s. Right away. And for everybody who doesn't know, I don't have a pair of current releases. So, but I can tell you from 2006 is when they started to flip the Jumpman back around to the opposite way. So instead of it going this way, it's going this way, where my hand is going that way. So basically, instead of this way, it's going this way on both shoes. So, and then I think 2009, they all had fingers. Like, I'm gonna tell you that right now. The only ones I think that didn't is the originals. All the 11 retros, I believe, whether you like it or not, had fingers in this little butt crack. They didn't start looking more defined until I think the Concords came out. No, not even the Concords, I think. I think it was the Concords. It's either the Brids, the 2012 Brids, or the Concords. Is when the Jumpman actually look like a Jumpman without a butt crack. Alright, and if you don't believe me, do your research. Look, I want you to search on Soul Collector right now. If you have the free time, look at how the Jumpman looks. Alright, just look at how the detail looks versus the newer ones that came out in 2013, 14, and 15 of this year. The 2014 retro of the Columbias, they look okay. The materials was a piece of shit. The stitching was great. The Jumpman actually looks like a Jumpman now. So, yeah. One more shoe. This is a long ass video. I don't want to make this video too damn long, but one more shoe I'm gonna show you. These are the 2002 Retro Raptors. As you can see, the Jumpman has fingers, has a little butt crack, look like he was butt ass naked doing a dunk for real. But these are the 2002 Retro. First retro of this shoe. So, Yeah. It's just know your sneakers, man. I can automatically tell. It's just about learning your shoes. Like I seen these so many times. I can automatically tell fake shoes from real shoes. It's just if you put two these new 11s now and the new Jordans are looking too much like the real thing. Like the 11s now, they even have the third spacing, which back then the old fake 11s used to have like the full space and shit. Like that'll automatically tell you that's fake. But on these new 11s, they got the third spacing and all types of other shit. And especially with Space Jams, like I am not buying a pair of Space Jams from eBay. I'm not buying them from no damn like none of them stores. The only Space Jams I'm gonna get mine from is from retailers, and of course they cost like $700. But I'd rather be safe than sorry because nowadays you can't really tell unless you got a pair of 2000s and 2001 11s for real. You're not gonna really tell the difference between a fake pair of 11s and new pair of 11s. The quality is so equal to the quality of because the quality of shoes now is a piece of shit. So they was able to replicate that piece of shit now. Alright, I don't want to make this video too long for real. I'm about to end this video. Alright.